Well, here we are. We're actually into the end of the day here. In the last video, which was last night, yesterday, Sarah ended up breaking a bolt on the hammer strap on the 9410. This is a new hammer strap. I don't really know why the bolt broke, but it did. The back bolt that was in it was loose and bent, and she had noticed that the front one was broke. However, it was broke off inside the hitch. This is the top part of the hitch. The drawbar would be here. The implement comes in like that. I ended up putting the old strap on there so that I could get this home to dig the broken bolt out, and that's what we're doing here now. It is the end of the day, like I was saying. We had just one thing, or I had just one thing after another today. I started to blow off the combine. I've got about 3/4 of that done. I want to get the grain head put away and whatever like that. Tim ended up breaking a wheel on, well, he didn't break a wheel. He actually had the studs loosen up on the back right drive wheel of the C5. It ruined the rims, ruined the brake drum, and we had to get that going. Mike had a problem with his truck, the clutch linkage rod come apart, and we ended up having 2 trucks stacked on top of each other, along with the crawler not wanting to run right. So needless to say, I didn't get the camera out, and this video, most of it, is going to take place here tomorrow. So we're gonna go ahead and see if we can't get this broken stud out. The last time I worked on, oh, there we go. The last time I worked on one of these, we had to cut the bolt out of the hammer strap. This here, I welded it a little while ago, and it is cooled down now. So we'll go ahead and dig this out of there. I'm hoping that it comes out without any problems, and it hasn't come any farther than that, but it's out enough. I can weld. Actually, I could just stick this down on there maybe and weld it on there. Again, actually I'll get a long, well, how can I do that? I'm gonna just stick that on there. I'm gonna try welding that down. We'll see how that works. Loosen up at all?
No, it didn't even, nothing budged, and I torqued it.
Helmet keeps creeping down.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. We're going to pick up with the rest of this job here tomorrow. Well, we're into the following day. Now we're gonna go ahead and switch that hammer strap out with this one here that we dug the broken bolt out of here last night. So go down a little farther with that jack. Okay, so we just got to get this unpinned and get the bolts out of that one, get this thing switched. So we have the old hammer strap removed, and if you didn't follow along in the last video, we had swapped these hammer straps out because of the amount of wear that there is in this old one here. We put this new one on there. It was only on there for a short time. Sarah noticed this front bolt was broke. All that was holding it was the back one. The back one was bent. So I brought this one over with me, and I think she had new bolts in the cab because I had brought the wrong size bolts. But at any rate, I had to put this used one back on there because I didn't have a welder with me, and I took this back to the shop and dug this broken bolt out so you can see the amount of wear that's in this hammer strap piece. I don't know if you guys are wearing these out like that, but we wear a couple of these out a year. So we're just gonna go ahead and put this one back on. And she's got just this one small field left, only about 5 acres or so, maybe 7. And then she's gonna be done in this area. Then you get to travel all the way back to the farm, get fuel, and then go to Lafayette. So she's got about a 30-mile ride here after she gets done over in this area here. So you got fuel enough to finish this, right? Because there isn't any sense of me putting any fuel in, right? So yeah, she's got, let's see here. Yeah, actually we better put a little bit in you. So well, no big deal. We've got that on there. She needs to go up just a little bit. We do have fuel going in while we're doing this. We're just going to give her a short shot. All right, back up just a little bit. I just got to make sure that doesn't grab that hose. Shouldn't. Shouldn't. All right, let's get this to drop in. A little farther. A little more. Whoa! All right, wiggle it. No, the other way. Back up some. A little more. Whoa. Just let it roll forward. Whoa. Bingo. The other thing you have to watch out for with that wore out hitch is it lets the pin come back too far, and the pin can jump out from underneath this little latch here. All right, drop your jack, or lift your jack. And this is running off of one of the other hydraulic functions. So once that's up, just flop this lever here. Bingo. All right, she is ready to go. She is just getting started, and the other night I did some videoing while she was terra disking, but she had come out through the field where she had already terra disked, and she actually was just finishing up. She had to do headlands and whatever, and I didn't really get a chance to show you how this thing does on tearing up wheat stubble. So my brother spread some lime on this, so there's a little lime on top of the ground, so you're gonna get a little more dust than normal. We have had a fair amount of rain over here, a little more than what we've had at home, but you can see this does a pretty good job of ripping this up. And it really helps to have new discs on there. ripping and tearing. So she's only got this little field to do here. Oh, there's a nice road tractor right there. She's only got this little field left to do over here, and then she'll be done in this area. Well, that'll give you an idea of how that tool works. We're gonna go ahead and get back to the shop. We actually have to pick up the skid steer from where we were picking up bales the other day. Andrew bent a tine on it, and that needs to be brought home anyways. So what we'll have to do here is we'll put a little bit of fertilizer down, and then we'll hit this with a roll of harrow just to kind of smooth things out, seed it, and then we'll come in with that land roller and pack the seedings down, push any little, you know, softball sized stones in, and we'll have an excellent crop of alfalfa here to harvest next summer. Got a couple of pieces of plastic here to grab, and then we'll roll on out of here. Have her bump up a couple gears here. Come on. She said the 9560 has a lot more power than that 9410. Justifiably so. 150 horsepower difference. Well, we just dropped Charlotte off to the skid steer. We brought another bucket over, put a rock picking bucket on the 326 skid steer. We have to take the bale spear bucket back. Andrew ended up bending a spear on it, so we're gonna swap that spear out. Fireman Farmer, he's over that way. He's got some straw that we're gonna bale here tomorrow or the following day. And what Charlotte's gonna do is she's just gonna skim the stones off these fields. We like to pick the stones after we combine a field and get them picked before we end up plowing it. You might be asking, geez, you're kind of backwards, Andy. Well, we had some stones that we spotted with the combine that should have been picked here last fall, and they got neglected. So at least we didn't end up accidentally running one into the combine. But I figured as long as the skid steer was over here, we would have Charlotte pick what she could. Now, she has not run a skid steer before, and she's going to learn how to do it now. And it's not the easiest job to do, to pick stone up off of the hard ground, but she's gonna be able to learn here right now how to get them picked up. There, oh, The bucket's not in the greatest shape, but she's gonna get things figured out here. And yeah, dig down in a little further. Oh, almost got it. Now, why don't we cheat? We'll cheat. We'll cheat. We'll throw this one in the bucket for her. We'll kick this one in the bucket. This one's really not big enough to pick, but try to get it on this side of the bucket or that side and get them on the go. Get them on the go. We had some larger ones in here, and you could see that one that my father ended up digging out here the other day with the backhoe. It's just giving her a little time to play around with a skid steer, and then we'll get this bucket fixed, get it back here, and then what we're gonna do is leave the stone picking bucket right with the skid steer and the trailer, because we're gonna go over and pick stone on the ground that Sarah has been terra-disking. We've got a couple of spots where we tore down a couple of barns, old barn foundations and whatever, and we need to pick the stones off of them, and we're gonna need the skid steer for that. So we'll go ahead and get back to the farm. We'll show you what this bale spear looks like, and we'll get on to a couple of other tasks, and we'll just keep motoring along here. They've just started to haul manure over to this farm here. Jared actually just left with the Mac. I didn't have a chance to, I didn't get the camera out quick enough, but it is what it is. So we'll get after it here. Well, we are back to the shop. Now, the other night, Andrew was picking up bales. We had a couple of broken ones. I wanted him to scatter them with the skid steer, and when he did, he must have got this tine down in the ground, and when he got it in the ground, he just gave it all what for and ended up bending it. So we've got two options. We can replace it with a new one right there, or we could try to straighten it. So we're going to try the latter. I've got it chained. I've got it up on a block of wood. I got to go ahead and shove this tube on here, and I'm going to see if I can bend it back to get it straight. They are no good when they are bent. You want all three tines. In this case, that's what we have on this carrier. All three tines to be straight with each other, or what you end up doing is you end up ripping the bale as you go into it. Now, this unit here was set up for 5 tines, but 2 is enough, 3 is okay, but 5 is too many to stuff into a big bale. You can't get pulled away from it because of how packed and tight the bales are. So why don't we go ahead and see if we can't straighten this. If we can't straighten it, we're going to knock it off in there, and we're going to put the new one on. Well, that doesn't act like it wants to. So that doesn't act like it really wants to participate here. So I'm just gonna quit the screwing around. Pop that out, put a new one in it. We've got one, might as well use it. The one that we have, the new one that is a little better than this one here. I can't believe they had lasted as long as they have, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and get the chains undone, get that block of wood out, get it chained back down, release that, and get a new one in there. Well, we have a slight little bit of a problem, but it's no big deal. I've got the wrong tine. This tine is not going to fit the hole here, so I'm going to have to use this smaller one, which I had. I don't know where I came from, but at any rate, we're going to have to use that one. So we'll just shove this guy in here. And throw our nut on. Alright, so that is going to take care of that. We've got 3 different tines on this bale carrier. The appropriate length tine is this one. That other one is just a little too long. It's just what we're dealing with. So we're going to go ahead and reposition this bucket on here, and then we're going to go over and see how Charlotte's making out picking up stones. So here is this culprit here. They're not even worth straightening. I know guys might be able to put this in a press or something, but I don't know, we might save it. We'll see how it is, but yeah, so let's get to where Charlotte is, see how she's making out. Well, we have got our bucket fixed, and while we were working on the bucket, Charlotte has been working on picking up some stones that were somewhat on the surface here on the Cardwell farm. And while she's been working on picking up stones and whatever, they have been over here applying liquid manure. They're using the injector on the spreader, and you can see that they've injected about half of this 7-acre field here. Charlotte is just down on the other end of the field here now, just grabbing a stone. And as you can see, we've got quite a bit of green vegetation growing here, and you might be asking, what the heck is that? Well, we had received a hailstorm here about 3 weeks ago today or tomorrow. And, well, 3 weeks ago about right now. And it had knocked a lot of the wheat out of the grain heads, the heads of the actual plant itself. And what is actually growing is what had fallen out of the plant itself. And you can see, I mean, there's just all kinds of wheat here. And it's not an issue with the combine. This was down way before the combine actually got in here. So what we're going to have to do with this here is we're going to actually have to let it grow, and then we're going to come in before we rip it up to plant down alfalfa, and we're going to burn this with a herbicide, just so that we don't have an excessive amount of wheat growing up through the alfalfa. You generally get the light wheat seeds that blow right through the back of the combine. You generally get that in the windrow per se, and wherever the windrow is on the combine, you'll see a pretty good concentration of volunteer wheat growing. That stone's too small.
I know.
Yeah. How you been making out with a skid spinner? Huh?
That's the biggest one I've gotten.
That's the biggest one you've got?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you work your way down to the road? We'll get that bucket, the hay bucket, off of here, and then we've got to go over to the Cleverly farm tomorrow, and we're going to have to hand pick a lot of those stones. Okay. So I'll meet you down by the road.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna meet her down by the road, and it's really pronounced when you look back at it this way here. So that's all right. I'm kind of glad it's growing right now, and I'm glad that we were able to harvest this a little earlier than normal, because it'll give it a chance to green up so that we can burn it off. Three points of contact at all time. I seen you getting off there without using your right hand. Well, that's Fitzy driving the C5. He just offloaded on to Nate. We just dumped this bucket off of here, or this bale spear, and now what we're going to do is we're going to load this skid steer on this trailer so that we could take it to another farm here in the morning, just to pick some stones that were in well, there's a couple of old barns that had fallen down years and years ago, and my father cleaned up the remnants thereof, and we dissed them this morning. And what we're going to do is they're right next to some hay fields, so what we're going to do is more or less hand pick the stones here tomorrow. straight on. So the best thing for someone that is just learning how to drive a skid steer, the best thing to have them do is to drive up onto or load themselves onto a trailer. That's a true test to see if an operator is a good operator or not. She's gonna, okay, stop right there. What we're gonna have her do is we're gonna have her back all the way onto the front of the trailer, and then she has to straighten it up some. And then we'll put the trailer or the skid steer over the top of the wheels. She's a little off kilter, so we're gonna explain to her what's going on. She was watching me. Open up your window. Okay, so we're off a little bit, but that's fine. You were using me to guide you on. So what I want you to do is I want you to pull forward, and then I want you to back up again. Use your judgment by how you are coming onto the trailer, okay? You should always, if you can, back onto a trailer, because if you drive on, you can flip the skid steer up and they will roll right over. But if you come on frontwards and you have a bucket on, the bucket will keep you from tipping. So pull forward, then back up and recenter yourself. So she's going to recenter herself, and then we will chain this down in the morning. Yeah. Okay, she's not too bad. She's off a little bit, but she's straight, parallel. We're gonna leave it at that, and we'll chain this on in the morning. Bucket down. Okay, let's go ahead and get out of here. Your mother's got dinner ready. Yeah. So we'll come back and do this tomorrow. All right? How do you like running skid steer?
It's all right.
It's kind of fun, isn't it? Huh?
A little bit.
Yeah. When I was your age, we didn't have cab, we didn't have AC, we didn't have none of that, and we picked all the stones by hand. We picked a lot of stone on this farm right here by hand. We're just gonna let her put the ramps up. They are spring assisted, but the springs are broken. And they're only working, only about half of them are working. So, and I mean half. We've got 3 on that side and none on this side. And you're doing a great job there, girl. Great job. Don't let it ever come back on you. So we're doing a gentleman thing, you know, we're letting the girl pick up the ramps. So should we chain it down now so we haven't got to do it tomorrow? Because now that you have the ramps slipped up, I might actually forget to chain it down tomorrow. Yeah. You know, yeah. This trailer is not equipped with the magnetic, this doesn't have a magnetic deck on it like Mike Sharp's trailer has, and if it did, it would only magnetically hold the bucket down. The other thing that this trailer doesn't have is it doesn't have the Bluetooth capabilities. In other words, we can't necessarily Bluetooth chains on it because it's not, this trailer's not Bluetooth ready. So we better actually chain it down, shouldn't we? So that, yeah, because the law enforcement in our area, they're not akin to knowing about the magnetic deck and the Bluetooth chains. So we're gonna have to chain this down. Well, we actually chained this down tonight, and it'll be ready to roll on out of here tomorrow. I think these guys are shutting down, spreading manure. Nate's coming up. I don't know if he's gonna ride home with us or not, or if Jared's bringing a load over. Jared might actually be bringing a load over, so I better wait here for a hot minute. Everybody wants to know what a hot minute is or a short minute. A short minute would be 59 seconds or less, right?
Okay, yeah.
And I don't know, what is a hot minute?
I mean, I feel like it's like, you know, you put like a pizza in a microwave. That's
Yeah.
a hot minute.
Yeah, yeah.
No?
When it comes out, if you put it in for a minute, it's gonna be too hot.
Yeah.
So you better like know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Look at Nate getting all sassy, backing up, getting himself perfect. All right, we'll find out whether or not Jared's bringing a load over. He's taking an extra sip on his energy drink. He's looking back, making sure the load didn't pull in. Now he's gonna come over and he's gonna talk with us. Oh, he's getting a grease gun out. Look at that, he sees the camera going and he's gonna go ahead and grease something. He's the man of the year, for sure. Oh, he actually, look at that, you know, I'm telling you, Nate, 3 points of contact. Oh well, he doesn't think that's too funny. When they were loading over there, he climbed up on the tank without using his right hand. This time, he climbed up holding the grease gun in his right hand.
It's not safe.
No, it's not.
Dominant.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what he's doing is he's trying to grease the float rod. Is sticky. Everything is real dry, and grease doesn't last long. See, he's only using 2 points of contact. I'm gonna have to write him up. You're gonna have to get a hold of HR tomorrow, and we're gonna have them talk with Nate tomorrow. We've got to make sure that, yeah, we're gonna have to put a safety harness on him, and we're gonna have to put what the heck do you call that? A safety device on there, so when he's climbing, he's actually hooked to it.
Oh, like rock
yeah. He's walking around the unit, making sure he doesn't have any problems. Let's hope he doesn't have a problem, because if he does have a problem, that means we got to help him fix it. All right, we're out of here. We'll touch base with you tomorrow. Go hard to the left. Do a circle around. Alright, right here's good. Oh, he's got the top of his rain cap is gone. Damn trees. Damn it. We're gonna have to find the tree that cut that rain cap off.
And
We're gonna have to cut it down. Damn it. Damn fools.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, that's good right there. Bang, bang. All right. Okay. You can go ahead. You can go ahead.
Why does it say trailer disconnected?
Well, the ground is not working. Uh-oh, somebody's blowing the horn.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah.
Is it an encouraging horn? Or?
I don't know. It's an I see you horn. Stop right here.